Russell Wilson still playing lights out, but coming off a loss, the Seahawks have the Falcons.
Yeah, I'm going with the Seahawks in this one. Look, the Atlanta Falcons are just having a tough time stopping people on defense. And obviously with the injury to Matt Ryan, will he be healthy? Will he play this week? Who knows? But I'm going with Russell Wilson. He just understands how to get the job done with that football team and how to lead them to victories. And I think Russell Wilson will indeed do that same thing this week and lead the Seahawks to victory.
And I have to go Seattle as well. It's crazy to think that after the 2016 Super Bowl, the Atlanta Falcons will be in the position that they're at right now, trading away Sanu to the Patriots. I think that is clearly, look, throw in the towel, the season's kind of over with, and then you couple that up with an injury to Matt Ryan, who that sets your heartbeat on offense. It's tough to watch. So definitely have to go Seattle here. I think they have a bounce-back game against the Falcons.
Matt Ryan's status still up in the air, but he's unlikely to be 100% regardless. The Eagles really all but embarrassed against the Cowboys. Now they live to play another day, and it's the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills in this one. I just love their defense. Their defense is ranked 3rd in the NFL, and they just stop people. They get in your face. They get after the quarterback. And I think Carson Wentz is going to see a lot of that this week. I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. And
I agree. I'm going Buffalo. It's tough to play Buffalo in Buffalo, especially when they have a defense that is playing as tough as they are. And Josh Allen, you got to give him credit. He's been playing well, too, coming back from an injury. We'll see where he's at as far as taking the next step. But when I look at the Eagles, it's hard for me to find what is their identity right now offensively. What are they trying to be this season? And I think right now they're searching as well. They don't know.
A far cry from the start of the season, or certainly the offseason, when I don't think either of you would have taken the Bills in this game, but that's how the season's played out. A matchup of two teams whose seasons have not gone the way they expected, I would guess, and it hasn't been on the upside. We've got the Chargers and the Bears.
Yeah, two teams that we thought were going to be really at the forefront of the league this year and really winning games and imposing their will on certain teams. But for this game, I'm going with the Chicago Bears. I just think playing in Soldier Field, that defense is going to be ready to go. They're going to come after the quarterback. They're going to come after Phillip Rivers early and often and try to disrupt him and keep him off balance so he's not making those easy throws down the field. And I think the Chicago Bears and that team will prevail in this game.
2 playoff teams last year, and this year they're looking pretty bad, like they're not going to make it. So when I look at this game, I'm thinking the Bears are going to win at home. I got to go with the Bears right now. The defense, even though they're probably getting worn out and a little tired because they're on the field a lot, I just think when you play the Bears at home, they step it up a little bit, the fans get into it, and it's a different atmosphere. So when I look at Chicago right now, talk about not having an identity on offense. They didn't last week, didn't even run the ball that much, just threw the ball up and down the field, couldn't do anything. So, I think that right now they're searching for what they want to be. And right now they're just a defensive football team. They don't have an offense.
Crazy to think a loss would drop the Chargers to 2-6 on the season. Well, the honeymoon may be over for the young quarterback, but it's the Giants and the Lions. Rob, you pick first.
I have to go with the Lions. The last couple of weeks, them slipping up a little bit, they played tough. They played really tough against Green Bay. They played tough against the Vikings. So when I look at this matchup, I think that they're going to beat the Giants. Matt Stafford is playing tremendous right now. He's able to throw the football all over the field. The defense of the Lions just needs to step up. They need more pressure up front. I think if they can get that done, it's definitely going to be a win. But, it's not going to be easy, but I definitely have to pick the Lions. As far as what I see this year, they're impressing me from where they were at in preseason.
Well, it's that defense that's scaring me of the Lions. They give up a ton of yards through the air, and I think Daniel Jones and that receiving core, if they're able to get everybody on the same page and are able to deliver the ball down the field, they'll be able to gain some yards on this team, especially through the air, and score some points and win this ball game. So I got the Giants winning this game for sure.
That sounds like somebody who played
that home
for the New York
team?
Giants.
I'm just going to smile.
Really interesting quarterback situations for both Tampa Bay and Tennessee. In the Titans' case, they've moved on from Marcus Mariota. Who you like in this one?
Well, I like Tennessee. I like Tannehill really came in and played efficient football and really understood how to manage that game and get the ball to his playmakers. And obviously, Derrick Henry was running the ball the way he knows how. And that's that running game that I like of Tennessee, being able to control the pace of the game and making Tannehill's job that much easier to play action pass and deliver the ball downfield and not have the pressure of putting it all on his back, so to speak, and have the pressure of him winning the game on his own. So I'm going with Tennessee in this one.
I had the pleasure of covering the Tennessee Titans in the preseason and watching Ryan Tannehill play. you could see a difference in a quarterback pocket presence and the style of offense that Tennessee can run when you have Ryan Tannehill in the game. And I think last week we saw that. Control the game, run the football, play action pass, accurate football player, accurate passing down the field, not RPO, running around. He's more of your just traditional drop back quarterback. And I think right now that's what Tennessee needs. They need consistency, and they need a quarterback that can just control the football, control the time of possession, and take care of the football.
And if Tampa Bay is to have a chance, Jameis Winston cannot turn the football over time and time again.
Yep.
Denver's on the road to face an Indianapolis team that has not missed a beat after losing their franchise quarterback at the start of the season.
Yeah, but they didn't miss a beat because Jacoby Brissett is still there, and he's playing well, but that defense is for real. I mean, that defense just understands how to get to the quarterback, how to disrupt, how to disguise certain looks, and really make it tough on opposing quarterbacks to play the position. So I'm going with Indianapolis because of that defense and their ability to mix things up and keep offenses rather off balance.
And I have to go with Indianapolis. I think right now they're the second best team in the AFC right
getting
now.
a hot take from you?
Hot take.
Yeah, hot take.
Baby.
I
Hot
love
take.
it. I love it.
So they're the second best team right now. Look, they've beaten the best teams in the AFC. They haven't played the Patriots, but right now their defense is playing well. They're able to get after the quarterback. Offensively, they're really well-rounded. So how can you not pick them right now to win this football game? So for me, I have to go with Indianapolis because I do believe that it's going to be them and the Patriots at the end of this thing.
Frank Reich has really done a tremendous job after almost not ending up in Indianapolis. Funny how things work out. Well, if you talk about teams who don't have an identity, at least this time around, I think you got to talk about Cincinnati. And now they play in London against a Rams team that, while a little bit inconsistent, has a lot of talent.
Yeah, I'm going with the Rams in this one. Obviously, coming off a win against Atlanta and just coming into this game, understanding who they are, adding Jalen Ramsey to the mix. That defense is just going to be ready to rock and roll and ready to get after Cincinnati, especially in London. A lot of media attention, a lot of, a different energy, a different space. They're going to be ready to rock and roll, and that defense specifically is going to be ready to get after Andy Dalton.
Yeah, and I have to go with the Rams. Last week, I went against the Rams. For some crazy reason, I thought that they might have a little bit of stuff going on defense, but they haven't missed a beat at all, on defense. So, obviously, when you have a game like that against Atlanta last week, they're going to have that momentum and that confidence. And Aaron Donald had a great 4-sack performance last week, so maybe that continues. But when you look at Cincinnati, I mean, they're just not a great team right now, and they're not playing well in any phase. So how can you not take the Rams in this pick?
It'll be the second game for Jalen Ramsey with the Rams after he was traded from the Jaguars. The Arizona Cardinals face Drew Brees-led Saints team. We won't know the quarterback hoping to come back. But either way you look at it, they haven't missed a beat with Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, they haven't. And whether it's Drew Brees or Teddy Bridgewater, whoever's the quarterback, as long as Sean Payton's the coach, he's going to get the job done and have those boys in the position to win the ball game. So I'm going with the New Orleans Saints. I think they've just been figuring out a way to get it done. And I think defensively is where they've been hanging their hat, stopping the opposition and giving the ball to Teddy Bridgewater. He's been making plays. He's really been responding to the challenge of backing up Drew Brees and being out there and getting the job done. So I'm going with New Orleans.
I'm going with the Saints as well. Look, when you watch this team progress through the season, you've almost seen them mature with the Drew Brees injury, playing on the road versus Jacksonville, tough, low-scoring battle, defensive battle, going to Chicago. On the road wins build character in your football team. So when you can go on the road and you can win tough football games and win on defense, it just builds that much more resiliency for when at the end of the season you need a big play, you're at home, it's going to come. So, I think that the Saints right now, they've become a better team when you lose their best player, the MVP, Drew Brees.
Well, team being the operative word there.
Exactly.
They lost their best player and they became a better team.
Exactly.
The New York Jets really embarrassed by the Patriots, and now they have Jacksonville. Do they bounce back?
I don't think they do. I think the Jets are in a space or in an area of their football team where they're just trying to figure it out. They're going week to week, kind of ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and last week was kind of the tip of the iceberg for this team. So I'm going with Jacksonville. I really like Gardner Minshew. He's really been playing a really good brand of football, and that Jacksonville Jaguars offense has been kicking up with him at the helm. So I'm going with Gardner Minshew and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I
got to go with Jacksonville as well. Look, when I watched that Jets team, it was like a JV football team out there. It looked really, really bad. And when you're seeing ghosts as a quarterback and you're throwing the picks that were thrown last week against the Patriots, it's hard to wrap my head around how can you improve to go out and beat Jacksonville. So I definitely have to take Jacksonville. I think that they're going to win this game.
Nick Foles starting to practice, but not eligible to return, by the way, until week 11. Cam Newton has resurfaced at practice, but it will be Kyle Allen to start again. He's undefeated, and he takes his brand of football to the West Coast to face a team that hasn't lost all season either.
After many weeks of going against the Carolina Panthers, I am on the Kyle Allen bandwagon. I'm picking the Carolina Panthers to upset the San Francisco 49ers. I think Kyle Allen's just been playing a great brand of football. He hasn't been turning the ball over. He's been leading his team down the field. He's been putting points up on the board. And that's what you want out of your quarterback, right? You want him to go out there, give the ball to his playmakers, and make things happen and lead that football team. And that's what Kyle Allen has been doing for the Carolina Panthers.
But he hasn't faced the second-best defense in the 49ers. So I am going with Jimmy G and the San Francisco 49ers because of the fact that they have a great defense. They have Bosa on the edge who's getting after quarterbacks. So when you have the ability to run the football, control the tempo of the game, and play defense, it's hard to lose, especially when a team like Carolina has to go all the way across the country. That's a tough travel day. It's a tough time to
just gotta hydrate, baby.
Hydrate. IVs, baby. IVs. But I just think that situation is set up for the 49ers to win and continue to play well.
Listen, Carolina will have a decision to make if and when Cam is healthy, but for right now, they've committed to Kyle Allen. Listen, Cleveland would like to be more consistent, but this may be a tough week for that, facing the top defense by a relative long shot in the New England Patriots.
Yeah, I'm going with the New England Patriots on this one, mainly because of that number one defense. They are wreaking havoc defensively to every team that opposes them. They're making turnovers. They're creating turnovers. They're getting after the quarterback. They're confusing the opposition. They just know how to get it done, and Bill Belichick is at the helm of that, and I'm going with the New England Patriots. It's hard to bet against those guys right now.
Yeah, I'm going New England. Look, Baker Mayfield is going to walk into a situation where Bill is going to say, look, this guy's a smaller guy. He can't see over the linemen. We're going to condense the pocket. We're not going to let him scramble around. He's going to have to throw the football from the pocket. It's going to be really, really hard for him to make any big plays just because of the fact how New England can scheme and take away the things that you do best. So they're going to take it. They're going to go man coverage. They're going to come with pressure. They're going to blitz. And I think Cleveland isn't going to be able to produce much on offense.
Well, no quarterback likes that, but certainly not younger ones. And Baker Mayfield still at the early part of his career. Oakland is on the road to face a Houston Texans team who has, I'd say quietly, I think is a right word, just kind of getting it done, Victor.
Yeah, they're definitely getting it done. And I love Deshaun Watson and the Houston Texans in this one. I just think Deshaun Watson has had an ability to kind of take over games. I think similar to Cam Newton in his Super Bowl run, he just has this thing where everything revolves around him, and he makes that team go, whether it's with his legs, whether it's with his arm. He is the catalyst that gets that team from point A to point B, and I love everything that he's doing. And as long as he's healthy and as long as he's under center for the Houston Texans, I'm picking the Texans in this one.
I'm right with you. I think the Texans right now, last week they lost, but I think that they're playing good football. Could they play better? Of course, but when you look at the quarterback play and his ability to be impactful and really take over a game, there's not many guys out there that can do that, scrambling, running, and throwing. So for me to go against them and to go with the Raiders, I just don't think the Raiders can stop them offensively. I don't think they can do it. I don't think the Raiders' defense has it.
Well, Dabo Swinney called him Michael Jordan. I don't know about that, but he wasn't that far off when talking about Deshaun Watson. Clearly, this is a different ball game if Patrick Mahomes cannot play, and I would say that's certainly a strong possibility, but you got Green Bay and Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm going with the Green Bay Packers in this one. When you look at Aaron Rodgers and his ability to dissect defenses and get the ball downfield to his playmakers, and now I think he's getting into a little bit of a groove. He's starting to understand his guys, where they want the football, where he can give it to them, and their timing is really jumping out at me. The timing that he has with his playmakers and his receiving core is really something that you only see when they go on those special type of playoff Super Bowl type of runs. And I think Aaron Rodgers has that ability. So I'm picking him against Kansas City this week. Especially with no Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Especially with no
Let's go back more, baby. Come on now.
Okay, then.
I'm going KC. Last week, we saw a defense that really got after the quarterback and impressed me. Can they do it again? Can they get after the quarterback? I think they can. They have to do it more consistently. They're going to have to stop the run, number one. But I think Kansas City has the playmakers on offense. The quarterback position just get the playmakers the ball. Don't turn the ball over. Matt Moore is experienced quarterback, has been around the NFL for a long time. Get the ball to your guys that can move the ball down the field, and they'll win this game if they can get after Aaron Rodgers.
And Matt Moore will step in and start if Patrick Mahomes cannot play. I would say somebody's got to win, but we know they can tie. Chris Morrison reminds me every week. But look, this is a tough season for both these teams, Miami and then Pittsburgh, for different reasons.
Yeah, I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers here. I think the Miami Dolphins are just trending in the wrong direction and just trying to figure out who they are as a team. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers in this one, they'll get their running game going with Connor. They understand who they are, and they're still trying to figure themselves out as well a little bit and going from week to week. So I'm going with Pittsburgh Steelers here. I think defensively they're going to get after the quarterback in Miami. But Pittsburgh is my pick for this week.
I don't think the Dolphins can catch a break this week. I think Pittsburgh is going to be able to control the tempo of the game. Defensively, they have a good defensive unit. They haven't played up to the levels that everyone expected, but I think playing Miami, they're the better overall team. Look, Miami's not just going to roll over and just say, oh, we're going to lose this game, but they're going to play tough. But I still think that the Steelers are a better team at the end of the day.
And they're playing in Pittsburgh, which even when they're not the best of Steelers teams, it's a tough place to play.
Tough.
Absolutely.
Yep. Towels are out.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports and analysis, download the ESPN app, and for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.